Welcome to another startup and complete car documentation. What we're looking at today is a 2010 Lexus RX 350. This RX is painted in Matador Red mica. On the key fob, you have the buttons for lock, unlock, power tailgate release, and panic. And there is smart key access on the front doors. The front door panels have storage areas with bottle holders. Of course, as you'd expect, power windows, locks, and mirrors. You also got 3-person memory for the driver. It has a parchment leather interior with brown walnut wood trim throughout. Both front seats are fully powered. And now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. Of course, it has push-button ignition along with smart key, so keep the key fob in the vehicle, foot on the brake, and hit the start button. Toyota's premium luxury brand Lexus launched the RX for 1999, which was the first ever unibody crossover SUV to be sold by a luxury brand. The goal of the RX was to provide a vehicle that combined the practicality and higher seating position of an SUV with the sheer refinement, premium feel, efficiency, and smooth driving characteristics of a luxury sedan. This formula would obviously go on to be a massively popular one, as fast forward to today and luxury crossovers are all the rage. Not to mention, the RX has been Lexus's best-selling model for years. The Lexus RX, as mentioned before, made its debut for 1999, and as of the 2023 model year has just entered its 5th generation. This 2010 model we have today represents the 3rd generation of the RX, codenamed AL10, which is produced from model years 2010 through 2015. It rides on the Toyota K platform, which was also used by cars like the Toyota Highlander and 1st generation Toyota Venza. Model year 2013 gave the RX a mid-cycle facelift, which gave it some slightly refreshed cosmetic looks, as well as a couple of new features, and a new 8-speed automatic transmission which is made available with the F-Sport trim level. But obviously that makes this 2010 a pre-facelift 3rd gen RX. The 2010 US market Lexus RX came in 2 main variants, which are the RX 350 and the RX 450h Hybrid. The RX 350 has a 3.5-liter V6 engine with 275 horsepower paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission, whereas the RX 450h pairs up a gas V6 engine with an electric motor for a total of 395 horses. The RX Hybrid's transmission is an ECVT. Both models can be had with either front-wheel drive like this one or all-wheel drive. Competitors for the RX in 2010 included models like the Acura MDX, Infiniti FX, Cadillac SRX, and Lincoln MKX, to just name a few. In Lexus's US 2010 SUV lineup, the RX was the smallest, and at the time also Lexus's only unibody crossover, as the GX and LX were body-on-frame SUVs. The instrument cluster houses 4 analog gauges, which are your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. Then there's also a digital info display that can be gone to via steering wheel controls right here. Turn on and off your snow mode, eco mode, then on this lower part you can push this to go through your trip computers and odometer. It has a 3-spoke design, leather and wood steering wheel. It is also multifunctional, and as for the controls, you have your audio controls on this side. Then on here you have your voice control and hands-free phone controls and information display controls. And then right here you have your cruise control stalk. The steering wheel is power, tilt, and telescopic. The parking brake is foot operated. Got your electronic fuel door and power tailgate releases. Panel dim. Little cup holder for the driver. Climate vent for the driver. Right here is your exterior lighting stalk. And on this side is your wiper stalk. Going down the center of the interior, right here is your main radio display screen. It also displays some of your climate control status. Your central climate vents, hazard switch. You have your whole set of radio controls right here. AM, FM, satellite radio as well, Bluetooth, and also has a 6-disc CD changer, CD player. Below that you have your dual zone automatic climate controls. Putting it in reverse does reveal a backup camera in the rearview mirror, and also tilts down the side view mirrors. Have a little bit of storage. You also got your traction control toggle, cup holders behind this cover, and it is sort of a floating style center console, so there's more storage below that. You also got the controls for your 3-stage heated and cooled front seats, center console. For one, you can remove this, and then you can also remove this whole thing. Then way down there you've got power outlets, USB port, and an aux port. It's a little thing you can flip out of the way to allow for a cable to go through there. The glove box is lockable. Of course, both sun visors have vanity mirrors and lights. Your auto-dimming rearview mirror. Got a compass in there. Onto the overhead console, you have a sunglass holder, overhead lighting, garage home link. Then you got your power sunroof controls. But now we'll go ahead and roll down the driver's window and take a look at the engine bay. All 4 windows are one-touch automatic, up and down. This one's riding on the optional 19-inch 7-spoke alloy rims. The RX 350 is propelled by a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6 engine. It's an all-aluminum power plant with dual overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, and dual VVTi technology. It produces 275 horsepower at 6,200 RPM and 257 pound-feet of torque at 4,700 RPM. That power is directed to the front wheels of this RX via a 6-speed automatic transmission with a manual mode. Running on required premium unleaded with a 19.2-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates for front-wheel drive RX 350s are 18 mpg in the city and 25 mpg on the highway. It uses a McPherson strut front suspension and a double wishbone rear suspension. Stopping the RX are 4-wheel disc brakes with the front ones being ventilated. Base curb weight for front-wheel drive RX 350s is about 4,200 pounds, and max towing capacity when properly equipped is 3,500 pounds. The windows even slow down before they reach the top, just to make it that much more elegant. As you saw earlier, the fuel cap is on the driver's side. Storage with bottle holders on the back door panels as well. Folding rear seats. Storage pockets on the backs of both front seats. Forgot to mention earlier, but there are grab handles for all 4 corners. You have rear climate vents. You also have a folding center armrest with some storage and 2 cup holders. Very soft, supple feeling leather back here. Well, front seats as well, obviously. And space back here is someone who's about 6'1". Now I put the driver's seat roughly where I'd have it if I was driving, which is pretty far back, probably more than a lot of people. But I think it's still quite comfortable back here. My legs are kind of coming in contact with the seat, but this is far from cramped. And even with the seat just a tiny bit further forward, it's even more legroom than that, which honestly right now is not even that bad. The seats are nice and comfortable back here. Headroom is pretty good. And just this nice soft materials. Even the B-pillars are like this nice soft velour trim. It's just, I'm always so impressed every time I step into a Lexus. a single exhaust on this one. With the rear seats up, cargo space in the RX is 40 cubic feet. Fold the rear seats down and you now have double the space, 80.3 cubic feet to be exact. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2010 Lexus RX. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.